when you're in a situation like this, you have to care about the people that are threatened, or else you just don't give a shit. You're literally watching it for it's just fluff. So we're going to start off with what we would have changed or improved upon in Die Hard, and then get into our review.
All right. So the one thing that I would have changed in Die Hard is everybody wants to know. I know what you're going to think. You went on IMDb. You're super sleuth. Let me guess, you would have changed the ambulance. No, I can give a fuck about it. The movie is so great. We overlook things sometimes, just like you overlook continuity errors. That's one thing I'm not going to overlook. I'm not proud of it, but I think I know a little bit something about people being lynched and hung. Carl is hung 25 fucking feet in the air with a chain that looks like it goes on a Ford truck. We don't see Carl for all of 30 fucking minutes.
We see him right after that moment, haunting John McClane. It's an error in the film.
I'm going. It better be.
He is haunting John McClane right after he's hanging him by the chain. When John McClane leans against the pole, you could see over his shoulder the actor who played Carl just kind of back there.
Well, I don't give a fuck, because that's not good enough for me. Even if he is back there, I hate the ending, and what I'm trying to say about this is I hate it because they wrapped it up in a bow, and that's how I know it's a Christmas fucking movie, because they had to give Carl, who should be in jail, Al, who should be in jail now, because you're not supposed to have your service pistol and using it, okay? You're supposed to have that gun that Will Ferrell had in the other guys, the little wooden gun. He's supposed to have that, but he doesn't. My point is this. Carl was just fucking hanging 25 feet suspended in the air. And even if he did somehow get down, which he shouldn't have gotten down from, bitch, you're dead. Yeah. You're not. He gets up from his grandmother's cover and it's like, oh yeah, Al needs somebody to kill. Why not me? And I'm like, no, you can't be there, guy. You were just hanging up there. You can't be down here getting shot by. You died twice. I only get to live once and die once. I would love to know what it's like to die twice. So if you want to ask me, I get it. No, I take that back. It is a perfect film. It's called Die Hard. He can't die. This is about Carl. Yeah. And that's my theory. This has nothing to fucking do with Bruce Willis. It is all about Carl the Conqueror. There you go. And that's what the fuck I change.
I had an accident.
Fuck, he was 25. What is this fucking Circus du Soleil? I understand he was a dancer, not a necromancer. What the fuck was going on? He was literally just hanging up there. We saw him die on screen. Carl fucking Winslow, Al Sharpton, whoever the fuck he is, pulls out his service pistol, which should not be issued to him, and guns him down.
Yeah, I didn't have anything as far as what I would change, because I think, this is it is a perfect film as far as I'm concerned, but now that you mention that,
damn it, man,
they should have left him dead, because that would have been so like Shakespearean poetic to that both him and his brother were killed by McClane with something involving snapping
their neck. Right. Like, come on, bro. Like, Jesus Christ. Here's the thing. It's still a classic. That's how good this fucking movie is. I'm willing to take, and I literally just thought about that on the last rewatch. I'm like, wait a minute. Is that fucking Carl? Because initially I just thought it was one of the other terrorists. It's Carl, reincarnated.
It's like the only reason why they brought him back is to give
Reginald Ben Johnson the ending.
So what would have been funny is to leave Carl dead, but still let Al Powell have his moment. McClane and Holly are coming out. Here comes the daughter running up to them. It triggers him. Boom.
Oh, man.
He just can't stop.
I shot another kid.
I shot a kid.
While that shouldn't be funny,
roll credits. Merry Christmas.
Hell, the follies, Ollie. Yeah, so that's what I would have changed, man. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. I was really trying hard to find something, to find something as I was watching it that like I got to the point where I was even relying on nitpickiness to like find something that I would change that would make me enjoy the movie more, and I was at a loss. So
until I just said what I just said.
Carl
was hanging.
No, I totally agree with that. It is a flaw, but it doesn't change how enjoyable the entire movie is for me.
I haven't even seen that online. I'm pretty sure it's out there somewhere. He was hanging. Okay, you know what? Okay.
Up and down the ceiling,
yo.
Up and down the shaft.
Okay.
Get it on there tight.
And with that being said, so I'm sorry, I have to get my fucks given now since I did that, right? No, or do I have to get?
Yeah, we'll get into fucks given before we do ours. I saw one. There's just an interesting tidbit regarding the critiques of the film.
Rest in peace, Mr.
Roger Ebert was one of the few critics to give this a negative review. The main reason he did this was because he hated the character Chief Dwayne Robinson. He said the character was unnecessary, useless, dumb, and he prevented the movie from working.
I want a debriefing. You got some things to answer for, mister.
He did like the sequels and would later change his opinion on the original.
He was definitely wrong about that. He actually united everybody in hating him. So
yeah. Roger Ebert. Yeah, that just goes to show. Wow. Critics.
Wow.
All right, now let's get into our critique.
Is yours longer or short? You go.
I mean, you're seeing it.
You go.
It's a bit.
You go.
The first thing that I wanted to talk about was the pacing of the movie, the phenomenal pacing of the movie. And I remember last night when I said, God, it has to be the longest Die Hard.
I said it doesn't feel that way.
I had to start, and I started it at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, you said it will not feel like that. And yeah, you're absolutely right. It was like an hour into the movie, and I thought it was like 20, 30 minutes in. Like the pacing is so good. And just to give an example of how well this movie is paced, and people out there writing scripts, this is a good, this movie is a perfect blueprint for you. And there's actually something online that does a breakdown of the, of like the treatment for how Die Hard, that the script was written, the treatment that they referred to put the script together. It's really good to look at if you're going to be getting into a script writing. But the pacing in this movie, so in the first 2 minutes, you know who John is, what he does, his general attitude, and a key vulnerability is established. Within 5 minutes of the film, the relationship with his wife is established, also setting up his primary motivation as a character. By 10 minutes running time, the location of the film is set. By 18 minutes, the antagonists are introduced. By 30 minutes in, the antagonist's motivations are revealed and stakes are established when Hans kills Holly's boss, letting us know that this is about to be a life or death scenario. It's not just hostages and robbery. This dude is willing to shoot somebody in the head.
He won't be joining us for the rest of his life.
Before any of the shit gets started, you know that what kind of situation you're dealing with. That's within 30 minutes. And then by 40 minutes in, the game is all the way on. The stakes are quickly raised again, establishing a new conflict when McClane kills Carl's brother. And at that point, they have you locked in for a ride that just is perfectly laid out, like a beautiful roller coaster for the 2 hours. For 2 hours and 12 minutes, I will say it felt like no longer than an hour 20 tops. The action is great, but the banter is what really makes this film.
Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
Most action stars are concerned more with being a badass, but McClane is the ultimate wise ass. The nature of his character makes Die Hard a thrill to watch because of his inability to de-escalate a situation.
Welcome to the party, pal!
To see a class clown be thrust into a situation like this has you anticipating every witty encounter that comes.
I'm not the one who just got butt-fucked on national TV, Dwayne.
Him and Gruber not physically facing off until the climax of the film. They're in a a masterfully written battle of wits through most of the movie, like watching a game of 3D chess that has explosions and gunfights as a bonus. Die Hard manages to create one of the most endearing buddy cop friendships and one of the most intriguing conflicts between the hero and villain of a movie, all accomplished through occasional interactions over walkie-talkies, which is insane. And like the excitement for McClane, like the excitement that we feel for McClane to finally come face to face with Gruber is cultivated through the entire movie to pay off at the end. We also get a similar payoff when he finally sees Al face to face, and they have their embrace. And like action films today have lost that. They care solely about how big can the explosions be, how fucking sending Fast and the Furious to space, like just
Rumble in the jungle.
Yeah, like this. What made this movie so good was the rich characters. Like when you're in a situation like this, you have to care about the people that are threatened, or else you just don't give a shit. You're literally watching it for it's just fluff. I mean, that's fine if that's what you're looking for. I mean, sometimes it's good, but this was high art as far as action films were concerned. With all that said, I give this shit a 5. 5 flying fucks.
Okay. All right, guys. That was Durden's review. As far as I am concerned with this film, the first time I saw it, the 10th time I saw it, the 100th time I saw it, even till watching it last night again, it made me look at it as if I'd never seen it before. I literally was watching it on the edge of my seat like I didn't know what was going to happen. And just as a review of the film, again, one thing about this is that you did say was true when you were talking about John McClane. John McClane was born, and when John McClane was born, so was Die Hard. Die Hard literally triggered. It was the father of all the films to follow that tried to copy that makeup of it. So in that alone, it makes this film successful. And literally, it was the first time the everyday man said, that could be me. And one of the beautiful things that you did mention was that 3D cat and mouse game. As the way I see it, here's one man in Hans Gruber who's planned out every single thing to the final T except for John McClane. And here's John McClane who's not planned out anything whatsoever, and yet they go throughout this whole thing, and just like you say, chess, sending their rooks, their pawns, this, that, and the other. Like, you got John McClane using people from the outside, and like I say, even all the things there that are going on, this ultimate game of cat and mouse that's going on, and you're just like, man, wow. And again, not only does the movie pay off, it pays you off earlier with a quick reach around where Gruber and him meet, but it's not Gruber and him. It's Bill Clay and John McClane.
Please, God, no, you're one of them, aren't you?
And then finally they meet again. So it's like meeting the boss before the boss. So just all in all, between the acting in the film, even the female heroism, which was very bold for the late 80s. They made women were just women in distress, this, that, and the other. But Holly Gennaro was basically the leader of the employees. Who put you in charge? You did. When you killed my boss, you know what I'm saying? Like, all those little things, they're not scared to take a chance, not scared. And she even says it early in the movie, like, when Bruce was like, you changed your name. She was like, well, they said, maybe he like, you are a married woman. Like, see, it's like, not every man in the audience, like, damn, sounds like my wife bitching. And again, I say the word bitching just in general, how they set the tone. It's like we said with No Country for Old Men, when he said, shut up before I go back there and fuck your face, or something, whatever he said to her. You got all these elements in the film. You got action, the everyday's man. You got, even they didn't even go over the top with Argyle. They could have made him overly black, you know what I'm saying? But no, he was just listening to music. He was concerned. This is my first day on the job. I'm nervous. He's acting, and as when we spoke with Day earlier, he said, this one, he was the first time he really had to act. And so when you think about all the elements of this film, and then to still figure out they were writing the film and figuring it out as they go, I don't know how the fuck that happens, because in any film I've ever done, everything's been there prior to the beginning, as far as at least what we thought the film was going to be. So
yeah, they were improvising through the process,
as they are
much
going
like
along.
John McClane was in the actual movie.
There you go. So which then further lets me know, shout out to the fucking editor who had to piece this thing together based all of these concepts. So with that being said, all in all, even though I didn't agree with the ending, even though there was a necromancer that came back to life, the Undertaker's little brother, who came back to life at the end, this film, five out of 5, man. 5 flying fucks. And that goes to show you something. A film doesn't have to be perfect to get a 5.
No.
But when you change the genre, when you become a cult classic, when the Smithsonian of films is telling you, hey, this belongs here, then it damn sure belongs here with their TTFT.
That's an easy average 5. I think that might be the
Our
first
one.
perfect 5.
Yeah.
So
As long as they say it's a Christmas movie, we're good. If they keep trying to fuck with us, it's going to get a 4.5.
ho ho ho.
Merry Christmas.
All right, Die Hard. I mean, you guys already knew.
Yeah, you did.
Let's
Welcome to the party, pal.